Hello, I am Luke Henry, and I read the book
Jurassic Park
by Michael Crichton. Yes, the legendary novel which the fantastic Steven Spielberg film was based on. I got the e-book version. Let's see. Now, the plot. The story begins on a small island in Costa Rica, where a family of 3 is spending their dream vacation. While on the beach, their daughter Tina encounters a strange 3-toed lizard that bites her in the arm. Then, from down the beach, carried by the wind, they heard their daughter's voice. She was screaming. So they take her to the doctor, and she's fine. But Tina, the little girl, insists that the lizard had 3 toes, and the doctors are like, there's no lizards with 3 toes, and this is all very puzzling. The story then shifts to Alan Grant's paleontological dig in Snakewater, Montana. He is approached by a man from the Environmental Protection Agency who has some questions about a man named John Hammond, who's a large supporter of dinosaur research. This Hammond man has been stockpiling huge quantities of amber, or hard yellow resin of dried sea sap. Or the hard yellow resin of dried sea trap. I can't say that. The hard yellow resin of dried tree sap. They've spent $17 million on amber. Why? Who knows? And what about his island in Costa Rica? Morris continued. 10 years ago, the Hammond Foundation leased an island from the government of Costa Rica, supposedly to set up a biological reserve, notably near the region where the girl was bitten by the mysterious 3-toed lizard. Mind you, they used to call it Cloud Island, Isla Nublar. Hammond is the owner of the biotechnology firm InGen. So Alan and Ellie get on this plane with Hammond and Donald Gennaro, InGen Corporation's lawyer, and they fly to Costa Rica. Before they get there, they stop in Dallas, Texas to pick up Dr. Ian Malcolm, a mathematician. When they get to San Jose, they pick up another passenger, Dennis Nedry, the computer technician at Jurassic Park. Dennis Nedry has also been hired to steal dinosaur embryos from Jurassic Park. So finally, they got on this helicopter and they fly to Isla Nublar, where they meet Ed Regis. It's kind of the park PR guy. Gennaro was speechless. He had known all along what to expect. He had known about it for years, but he had somehow never believed it would happen. And now, he was shocked into silence. The awesome power of the new genetic technology, which he had formerly considered to be just so many words in an overwrought sales pitch, the power suddenly became clear to him. These animals were so big, they were enormous. Over the path, a crude, hand-painted sign read, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." Right. After a while, they also meet Hammond's grandkids, Tim and Lex, who have been invited to the island for a short vacation because their parents are going through a divorce. Needless to say, Gennaro, the lawyer, is not very happy about this. On their tour of the island, they meet John Arnold, the chief engineer, and Robert Moldu, the famous white hunter from Nairobi. They also find out that they have a minimum number of personnel on the island. We can run this resort with a total of 20 people. Whoever thought that was a good idea? There's living dinosaurs here. Anyway, they also meet Henry Wu, the chief geneticist. This leads us to the point of this project, which we will discuss later. Tree sap, Wu explained, often flows over insects and traps them. The insects are then perfectly preserved within the fossil. One finds all kinds of insects in amber, including biting insects that have sucked the blood from larger animals. Suck the blood, Grant repeated. His mouth fell open. You mean, sucked the blood of dinosaurs? Dun, 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 dun. Sorry if it gets a little bit louder in here. I just had to open my window and turn the fan on because it is above 80 degrees in here and my camera just shut down because it overheated. So, After this, Mr. Nedry decides to go into the fertilization room to steal his embryos. I quote, "That idiot Nedry turned off all the security systems," Arnold said. "The whole building's opened up. None of the doors are locked anymore." "I'll notify the guards," Muldoon said. "That's the least of it. When you turn off the security, you turn off the peripheral fences as well." So now the fences are off. Whoever thought that was a good idea? Why would you? It's a dinosaur resort. There are living dinosaurs. The gate should never be off. The door should never be unlocked. That's a bad idea. But this is almost the least of their worries, because there is a storm blowing in. So after a while, this storm rolls in, and all the power goes out as well. And the cars that they were in for the tour, they stop right in front of the T-Rex pen. So the kids are looking out of the car, and they see the boat, and they grab some binoculars, and they see these velociraptors climbing onto the boat. So that's a huge problem. Also after this, Nedry has a large problem. On his way back to the boat to escape the island with the dinosaur embryos, he is attacked by a dinosaur, and he is eaten. So Nedry is now dead. We should call him Dedry, because he's dead. I feel like this is dragging on too long. So they get back to the control room, and Tim has to reboot the electrical system and put the grid back online, and lock the doors again, and then Hammond dies. He gets eaten by a dinosaur, and they all meet on the beach and get taken away by the Costa Rican National Guard. So that's the end. Now, cloning. So when scientists clone things, they take DNA from a donor animal, which they wish to replicate, and they get that DNA from a somatic cell, maybe like a skin cell or a liver cell or some kind of body cell. And they put that into an egg. The egg develops into an early stage embryo in a test tube, and then it's put into the womb of an adult. You may have heard of Dolly the Sheep, who was the first mammal ever to be cloned.
On an ordinary farm in Scotland, scientists say a clone was created from a single cell taken from the udder of a sheep. The embryo was then implanted in a surrogate, making an exact genetic copy of its so-called mother.
So Dolly had 3 parents. One of the parents provided the egg, which the DNA was injected into. The other parent provided the aforementioned DNA. And then the third parent actually gave birth to Dolly the Sheep in 1996. So it seems that cloning, as it is used in Jurassic Park, would not be possible because they would need the egg from a dinosaur, and they would also need another dinosaur to give birth to this new baby dinosaur. And as far as I'm concerned, they did not have any dinosaurs at the time. Also, according to io9.com, all of the DNA would have been gone within 6.8 million years. And that DNA would only be readable from 1.5 million years. So that puts the idea that 65 million year old dinosaur DNA would be readable in 1998 really out of reach. So in conclusion, it's a great idea that we could extract DNA from amber and clone dinosaurs and put them in this park with only 20 people working it and doors that unlock for no apparent reason, but it would never happen. So don't worry, you won't be eaten by a dinosaur anytime soon. I'm Luke Henry. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.